Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's me, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And it's nice to see you all again. It's been about 2 weeks. Sorry about that. I got sick and I could not speak properly for a bit. And then when I could speak properly, there was just so much mucus and stuff like that that you all don't want to really hear about. So I really couldn't film a video for you all, but no worries, I'm doing it right now, and I'm making sure to get you this new installment of Between the Frames as we get ready to look at the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection from Universal. And yeah, of course, we've already finished our Trilogía de Guillermo del Toro box set from Criterion, and I said we're gonna take a little bit of a break here from Criterion. We're gonna look at the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection, and then we're gonna look at the next one, another non-Criterion, before we start going into more Criterion stuff. But I said let's put that to the side and let's look at some stunning 4K Hitchcock films. And of course today we're going to be looking at Rear Window, but before we get into any of that, because this is the first one in the series of looking at this set, we're going to go ahead and look at what the set looks like. So of course you have it like this. This is the front, this is the back. 4 essential films from Alfred Hitchcock on 4K Ultra HD. And then we have our spine, which is no different. It's, there you go. And hopefully it was able to capture that. And you have the spine right here. But this is our set right here. And then what you're going to want to do is just go ahead, we're going to open it up like this. Voila. So there's the back with Sir Alfred Hitchcock and 4 of these films that are included in here from Universal. And then of course we have this in the front, which is the same as the front on this little number right here. And of course you open it and it's kind of stylized like a book. It's kind of organized like a book. You first have your 4K copy of Rear Window and your Blu-ray copy of Rear Window, and then you have Vertigo, and then you have Psycho, and then you have of The Birds, and then you just have this nice little art right here of Alfred Hitchcock, and these films are included in here. It's really nice. This is the first one from Alfred Hitchcock that they released. Oh, and I'm sorry y'all, there's more right here too. Forgot to mention that one. But this is the first volume that they put out. They just put out the newest one, volume 2, that comes with 5 other films from Alfred Hitchcock on 4K. And when I can get that, you know we are going to want to talk about it on this channel. But I'm going to wait for it to hit Black Friday sales and stuff like that, because I bought this on Black Friday and it was a lot cheaper than when it was on the regular price. But of course that's the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection 4K set. That's how it looks. I gotta say, the art and all this stuff that they put in here looks awesome, and I love the way it looks. And let's see how the films stack up. And of course we don't have introductions from Criterion. These don't really have much introductions, but they are some of the most well-known films from Sir Alfred Hitchcock. And these are some of the most important films in cinema, and also some of the best films from the master of suspense himself. So instead of reading a fancy introduction, let's just go ahead and look at some info here, y'all. So of course, the codec is at HEVC H.265. Resolution is native 4K 2160p. Its HDR is HDR10. And of course, they are presented in mostly its original aspect ratios. Today we are talking about Rear Window, which comes in with an audio track of a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0, a mono track, which is a mono track with 48 kilohertz 24-bit. There, for the French and Spanish, it also comes with mono tracks for it. And not much, yeah, there's just a 4K Ultra HD disc, there's a Blu-ray disc, there's digital code for movies anywhere, and both discs are region free. So it doesn't matter if you buy the 4K or the 2K, if you want to watch both on your region free player, or you have another player that's from a different region, you're still going to be able to watch this because it's region free. And yeah, that's info for this disc today as we look at Rear Window. And yeah, it kind of feels odd that I don't have a nice intro to read, but that is the case here. So let's go ahead and get into the film. So let me preface this with saying, with Alfred Hitchcock, I actually took an Alfred Hitchcock class in my film school, and I looked at a bunch of films from Sir Alfred Hitchcock, and I've seen most of these multiple times at this point. I mean, I think Vertigo, I watched it like 6 or 5 times now with this rewatch. So this is the first time I'm watching them in 4K though, but I've seen these films before, so nothing really new here with my thoughts on the film, but mostly all I'm going to be talking about that will have a new look to it is the discussions on the transfers. But I like Rear Window. In Rear Window, we see the story of a photojournalist who was also a veteran who, is injured and he can't work, and he pretty much just indulges in voyeurism. And he looks out the window at different neighbors in his complex, and he looks at people and he stares at them while, you know, recovering from his broken legs and getting visits from his girlfriend, who he really doesn't love because he thinks she's too perfect, and you know, it's a complicated relationship. But while looking out through that window, he seems to look at a certain person who he believes to have murdered his wife. And from there we indulge in a murder mystery plot as we watch this journey of this man who can't really move around much as he tries to solve the mystery of this man who might have not killed his wife. I love this movie. I think it's really suspenseful, and I think that it's just magnificently framed, especially in those opening scenes where you're really looking at the area of the complex and looking at the various people that are living. I think Hitchcock has a lot to say about the way that, especially in the United States, everybody's very individualistic. Everybody doesn't really care about anybody else, only about themselves. And there seems to be a way that crime can live under those circumstances, because if everybody only cares about themselves, when are they going to be looking out for their fellow man? And in this case, the film does a great job at that, and I think that it's one of the best films from Alfred Hitchcock, but it's also one of his most complete films, where you really do get that sense of the style, but also, you know, it doesn't have those run-of-the-mill, like, rapid endings like most of his films have, where it's just like, it ends. I like the way that this film ends, and I like the way that it just kind of flows. I think it's a way better film than a lot of his other work that I've watched, but this one is truly magnificent, and I love rewatching it every single time. But there's moments where I'm like, oh, I could rewatch this part, and then there's moments where I'm like, I've seen this movie so many times, I wish I could just skip through this part already to get to like that really, really good stuff that comes later in the film. But either way, I mean, I love this movie. I think it's a great one from Sir Alfred Hitchcock, and it's one of his best. Now, let's talk about the transfers. Of course, I watched the 4K disc on my Panasonic 4K player on a Samsung 4K TV, and wow, let me tell you something, y'all. This one looks fantastic. I mean, the color, what they were able to do, not just with upping the quality, you know, not just the quality wise, but especially the color grading and making sure that these colors pop and they look very presentable on screen. It looks incredible. It looks amazing. And that's speaking for somebody who has seen Blu-ray copies of this film, DVD copies of this film. I mean, I've seen what this film used to look like, and this just looks amazing. I mean, shadows, contrast, blacks, white, they all look amazing in the film, and they just put such a great work into it that it really does give you a really good picture that kind of sets the tone for pretty much how the rest of these films are going to look like. Because this set, this film, if all the films are like this in this set, these are going to look great and amazing. And I love that about this set right now. From where we're starting with Rear Window, I like how the film looks, and I love that they put that much work into preserving the grain, keeping the colors still to their muted kind of palette, but still able to make them pop a bit, and it just looks fantastic. The audio track, It's great. I like the audio track, but you know, it's kind of hard to work with those old tracks, right? You know, and at times it does come in a little lower than usual. It doesn't sound as loud as it should, but the score plays well in it, and you can really feel that surround sound of it. And I like the way it sounds, but you know, you're not really gonna get anything, you know, amazing with having the original mono track in here and being able to give it like a really polished, you know, look at it. You're not giving it the 7.1, you're not giving it a 5.1 on this one. It's just a regular mono track from the original, and it still sounds great, but it has its problems here and there, but not enough to say that it's a terrible audio track, but it's just good enough for what we've got in this set for the first film that we're looking at. But I think they did a great job on the video and audio aspects, and of course this is a good precursor for what's to come with the rest of this set. Let's cross our fingers that the rest of these films look just as great and sound just as great as Rear Window does on this set. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with all the things that I'm doing on social media, make sure you follow me on Serialized, Letterboxd, Twitter, Instagram, all at The Nerdy Chicano. And make sure you're keeping up to date with all the things that I do on thenerdcore.com, y'all. I've got reviews going up there. We've been doing a lot of, you know, episodes. And of course, I hope y'all, enjoyed that and you go check it out. That's thenerdcore.com, and check out all the stuff on Twitch and on YouTube that we do, all under the Nerdcore. And of course, you want to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment on the video. Tell me how much you like Rear Window. Is it one of your favorite Hitchcock films? What do you guys think about this set? And keep up to date with me, y'all. Let's talk in the comments. And make sure that you turn on the notification bell when you're subscribing, and you leave a like on this video. I'm glad to be back, y'all. Hopefully I don't get sick again anytime soon. I'm hoping that that's not the case. And I can keep pumping these videos out for you all, because I enjoy doing this and I enjoy talking physical media with you all. And of course, to my fellow cinephiles and my scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. I'll catch you all on the next one. See you later, guys.